Sublime magnificence.
Carrying us in five. Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Omari Ellis Feo Grande on YouTube, back with another episode of This Guy Hasn't Seen, and as usual, I am joined by my co-host and runner-mate, one of my best friends in the world, El Director himself, Bill Spiller.
Hey Omar, thank you for having me back. As always, love being here, love doing this thing, trading these movies back and forth. One guy has seen it, the other one hasn't. It's like a book club. Both movies. You pick a movie, you watch the movie, then you talk about the movie, and then the other person goes, and then you keep doing that forever and ever and ever. This week it is Omari's.
Yes, this week it is mine, and I thought of I brought a movie from a couple years ago. I brought Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish from 2022. When Puss in Boots discovers that his passion for adventure has taken its toll and he has burned through 8 of his 9 lives, he launches an epic journey to restore them by finding the mythical Last Wish. It is directed by Joel Crawford and Wanel Mikado. It is written by Paul Fisher, Tommy Swerdlow, and Tommy Wheeler. And why would you have possibly picked this, Omari?
Well,
Is it because it stars Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek?
yeah, pretty much. I long story made long or short story made longer a couple months ago. I know we had mentioned to each other that neither of us had seen this movie. And I, in all honesty, didn't have a lot of interest in watching it when it first came out. However, got a lot of rave reviews. I saw a clip and then I was like, you know what?
When would we have discussed not seeing this movie?
Discussing movies of this archetype.
Okay.
Or I might have seen a short about it and I asked you, have you seen that movie?
Oh, it was nominated for the best animated feature at the Oscars when we were going through the Oscar nominations.
Uh,
And I think we both remarked at one point how we hadn't seen almost anything except for K-pop Demon Hunters, I think.
wait, was Puss in Boots last year?
Oh, this is right. This is 2022. I was thinking about when we did
Yeah.
I just looked at
Now,
it and
we
I
might
saw
have
that it
had
was
a similar
nominated for
conversation on a previous year, though, where we're like, have you seen this? Nah, I think this.
yeah.
But I'm saying Oscar season might have been when we brought it up. That said, I watched it about a month or two ago because some of the like reaction content I saw watched it. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I was like, all right, now I got it for the show. And then after you gave me the movie last week, Desperado, with like you said, Antonio Banderas and Selma Hayek, who I wasn't even thinking about when I first thought about the Puss in Boots thing. And when I was looking up where to watch it, I'm like, oh, Selma Hayek, even better. And so I was like, all right, might as well, especially because other things I was thinking of possibly watching this week didn't feel like either a response to Desperado or now being an appropriate time to recommend them coming off of Desperado. So I'm like, you know what? This ain't necessarily the same tone as Desperado, but it at least has the through line of the same lead actors. So I suggested it. Yep.
Right on, right on. Um I didn't watch this obviously. But I I'm not gun to my head. I'm not even sure if I could have told you that there was a second. That's why I was like, I was surprised we had talked about this because it didn't log when we did talk about it because I was
Mhm.
like, oh, there's a second puts and like
Well, I know
when I
I had to
started to
ask you,
when I
like,
started to
just to
throw it
double
into
check.
when I started to throw it into Google, And it was like, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. And then I remembered that you specifically that there was a something after the Puss in Boots, so I went back to your message and I was like, okay, it is The Last Wish. I was like, all right, so there's multiple Puss in Boots. And then at some point I even said out loud to my wife, wait, was there one where Antonio was promoting a Puss in Boots movie with Penelope Cruz?
Mm.
And I was like, maybe that's why Omari did it, is because it's like close to the Antonio and Selma Hayek one. Um, but
Nope, it's literally Antonio and Selma Hayek. 30 years later, pretty much.
but I will say in general for the Puss in Boots world, the Puss in Boots universe, let's say
The Shrek
The Shrek
universe.
verse. Um, I've never been a humongous Shrek person.
Okay.
When the movies were out, I watched them, but it wasn't like,
Hmm.
I
Gotta see.
right, yeah, I wasn't suddenly like a DreamWorks animation head or
Agreed.
something or something like that. And then I don't know that, like, by two it started the Shrek verse rubs me a little bit sometimes in not a great way of what I've experienced before that. Like, this is me coming into this.
Yeah.
Um Shrek 2, I don't know, it just uh I, without rewatching it in a long time, I would tell you that it was a little too wink at the camera. Like, it knows what it's doing now. It's like repeating the Shrek formula a little bit, just being way trying too hard to be jokey. Um
Fair
I don't know,
assessment, I suppose.
I I would guess I watched the third one. I don't really know, but I would lean towards assuming that I did watch it. I don't know if I've ever watched the first Puss in Boots. Here is where you probably tell me that I said that I did watch it when we talk. Okay, I was anticipating for you to be like, well, you said that you watched the first one when we talked about if you had watched.
I, to be fair, with the exception of the fact that I liked two, at least on initial watching, late it ha doesn't have the same exact nostalgic feeling for me these days. But I didn't like what little I've seen and heard about three, so I didn't really watch it. Definitely didn't watch four or the first Puss in Boots movie myself either. Why am I not saying Puss in Boots right?
Puss,
I
Puss,
said like
Puss in
Puss in
Boots.
Butts. Yeah, I said like Puss in Butts earlier, and this time I said like Puss in Butts. Puss in Boots. Jesus, it's like I'm not American
Puss
or
in Boots,
something.
Puss in Boots, Puss in Boots, Puss in Boots.
Yep, Puss in Boots.
Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock.
Peggy Babcock. I feel like I'm definitely gonna mess that one up. Peggy Babcock, yep, there it is. Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock. I suck at like tongue twisters.
Toy
Just
boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat,
look,
toy boat, toy boat, toy boat.
toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. Like
Hey, you were doing really good there.
my head went straight to toy boat
Yeah,
before I could
it
even
wants to
talk.
do Toy Boy so bad. It wants to do Toy Boy
I,
so bad.
that's why I was like,
I fucking love those.
toy boat.
If you can't tell, I spent a large portion of my childhood sitting in my room in the quiet going Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock on any tongue twister I could
Yeah,
find.
the seashell one destroys me.
I'm not even so
Um,
much on the seashell and the woodchuck one. Like, I would do
yeah,
those
how much wood could a
occasionally,
woodchuck
but
chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Easy, perfect. The seashell one kills me. Like, and I say the seashell one because that's how much it messes with me. I feel like like I can't even say the whole thing. The seashells,
well,
yes.
and then the woodchuck one even goes longer than that, right?
Yeah, but at least the first line, at least I can say the first line. The She sells seashells by the seashore, as opposed to she shells. I guess that one destroys me. Anyway, Puss in Boots is the movie we're watching today. So I guess getting into it. Yeah, I guess with you this being you being the one who hadn't seen, I guess initial reactions when getting into the movie or rather whatever you want to talk about. The movie.
Um, yeah, it is the the character I recall.
Hmm.
It's a fun little bar scenario vibe. I was wondering. I got a lot of vibes that it was kind of like half made for 3D. Like at least
Yeah.
this scene, like maybe they were
It was
planning for
very
this to be 3D at one point and then they backed away from it. Because like the first 20 minutes of the movie have a lot of things where it's like multiple things coming right at the
the camera.
camera.
So possibly I didn't see it in theater, so maybe, but it also seems very the animation in general is very Spider-Verse-y, if you've seen any of
Mm.
the Spider-Verse movies.
It's like animated on it's got like those extra frames animation that
Yeah,
makes it feel
where it's
a
so
little
well animated that the animation kind of feels jumpy, but it's jumpy but smooth at the same time because it's
right.
stylized or whatever.
Yeah, it's because like a Looney Tune would give you like here to here to simulate running, and it's really just those two frames. But like Spider-Verse would give you would give you this one, this one, and this one kind of thing. Is
Yeah.
in like super layman's terms is from my understanding of what they're doing there that makes it that just gives it's kind of in the world of uncanny valley kind of
Yeah.
things of like because I my perception of it is that and I feel like what I've seen like some like VFX artist reacts kind of products talking about is like then you just make your physics even more challenging kind of thing of making those physics more believable because every step in that frame you have to
Mm.
apply the right weight to
To whatever
things
action
and
or motion.
yeah, and it necessarily wasn't I wasn't really bumping up to the multi-frame or whatever potentially is going on there. And it even necessarily wasn't a critique of it. It just felt like I was spotting,
Yeah.
especially in that opening fight in the bar and then the fight with the giant after the bar. Just felt yeah, felt like there were lots of things coming this way. So
And a lot
maybe
of him coming up to the camera. Oh,
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of playing to the camera in that opening one. It's
hmm
almost like I wonder if that was like made as its own entity at one point
hmm
and then got expanded into the full.
Like a short for 3D movie, a short trailer, short teaser to put in front of like 3D movies.
Right. Like how they'll do sometimes with
Yeah.
old style ways, how like a Looney Tunes cartoon used to be before a movie.
hmm Yeah, no, I like the opening, the opening song, Puss in Boots. I also found the Mikasa Sukasa joke funny. That is like Mikasa Sukasa, and the dude's literally because he's stealing the other guy's house for this party. And the guy's like, no, Mikasa Sukasa, Mikasa, which yes is literally the same thing the guy just said, but also completely different meaning. So that was fun, just, with what little bit of Spanish I know, and the fact that, at least on Peacock, when they speak Spanish, we get no subtitles. It's
Yeah,
just
no.
speaking
On
Spanish.
on YouTube rental, It is the exact same way. I had the captions on, and it just says parentheses speaking Spanish. Very helpful.
Thank
Um,
you. I'm like, I'm lucky I took Spanish one like 3 times. Passed it
but
every time, but
we
life
uh
situations.
we set up our premise,
Yeah.
which is that Puss in Boots lives a fearful, dangerous, immortal, adventurous life because he's a cat with 9 lives. And so he doesn't really have a fear of death in any way. And then the doctor tells him because of his fight with the giant, he is now down to his final life.
He
And
looked hella
suddenly
cool killing that giant too.
yeah, no, he did. He absolutely did. The fight scenes are very well animated, very well constructed. Like coming up here, the thing that springs him into
Oh my
his vibes
goodness.
for the rest of the movie is the wolf showing up. We eventually find out that is not just a metaphorical representation of death. He is literally death.
I
Um,
love that line. I don't mean it metaphorically, theoretically, philosophically. Like they preemptively know what the fans are gonna think or
Right.
say. No, death,
This is a
straight
world where
up,
fairy tale things are reality, so don't question this much. I am the actual entity of death.
straight up.
um uh uh yeah, his animation and his fighting is real cool. But I like the premise. I like the road we get on. Um Probably my favorite thing about this movie is Perito.
I
Um,
like the
uh,
dog.
is Voiced by Harvey Guillen, who does What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay, that's why he sounds familiar.
He's in yeah he's the human servant guy in What We Do in the Shadows. Really funny and obviously that those like yeah those little ugly dogs. Like we all know what that dog is portraying. Those little ugly rat dogs. It's so funny. Uh, um,
That's the saddest funny story I've ever heard.
in the Shrek, kind of what I was what I was kind of leading to with like Shrek 2 in the Shrek verse, the fairy tale joke bit can kind of go 50-50 for me.
I
Like
can agree.
it's a little bit of a flip of a coin. I like these. I do like these that they have set up. The Goldilocks and the Three Bears and the Little Jack Horner. I mean, obviously Little Jack Horner is voiced by John Mulaney, so I'm gonna love that. Um, One of his flunkies is voiced by a really fun comedian actor Betsy Sudaro that I
Okay.
really like. They are the female gravelly they're super funny and so that was really enjoyable. Couldn't place the entire time I was watching, could not place Goldilocks for the life of me. Florence Pugh, new Black Widow,
That oh yeah,
for
yeah, Elena.
casuals, Elena. Um, Mama Bear is Olivia Colman, like fucking like Oscar, BAFTA winning Olivia Colman. So that's kind of cool.
I do love the variety of accents and stuff too throughout the movie, like
And
how
then
they're
yeah,
all like super British.
Kitty, who's apparently a carryover from movie one.
Okay.
I don't know if we have the leaving her at the altar if that occurs here or if she's or
Or she's
if
like
I'm
a rival in the first movie and we finally address it here.
yeah exactly. Maybe it's already referred to in the first one that
Santa Colonna.
Puss abandoned her.
Or maybe not he abandoned her, but that incident. I've hated you ever since Santa Colonna, whatever the hell the name of the place
Hmm.
was. And they just finally in the second movie tell you what that incident was, which was him leaving her at the altar. Or so he thought, because she didn't go
Zach
to the altar
Galifianakis
either.
plays Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty was in this movie?
No, in the first Puss in Boots,
Oh,
Zach Galifianakis would play Humpty Dumpty. Okay. I don't know if I'll check it out. We'll see.
But yeah, no, the movie, the dog was cool. I like the dying montage where they talked about his 8 lives. You mentioned that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, some of them it's like you literally didn't have to die here, like the shellfish would. Does this have shellfish in it as he's already swelling up? Yes. Oh well, just dead. And a couple of the other ones were it was funny. Anyway, yeah, the dog was cool. I was happy that we didn't stay in a lot of places too long. Like the cat lady house was just as long as it needed to be. Like right before it started to drag on, Goldilocks and the bear show up.
It did kind of, yeah, everything kind of moves quickly. We bounced set piece, set piece, set piece. A highlight for me, it goes by really fast, but I love the like traveling montage they did in like Old West style.
Yeah.
um with like the like spaghetti western music and the deep orange and pink sunset on the desert and then them fading in and
Getting the
fading
fading
out
out.
and then Perito just like brings up a sandwich.
It's like that's exactly what I would expect your character to do, but it doesn't make me mad. It's one of those character tropes done right type things. I will say my first time viewing, I didn't trust Pedrito. I was with the main characters. Like, ain't nobody that happy. It's like I've seen this too many times before. He's getting them to drop their guard. But no, it's the whole teaching them how to love and stuff. Team friendship. I like the little cute off that they do between Kitty and him, where they're both trying to out cute the other. Like he's like, oh, he's got the cute eyes. Oh, but her eyes are bigger. Oh, but he's got the hat. Oh, the soft balls. Oh, I'm like, yeah, I can see somebody just sitting here tripping off of two cats, just sitting here doing this shit. Also the fact that they do all that stuff, or as they're yelling, their voices got higher, and it eventually turned into the cat noises. They're considering earlier he's like literally saying the human word meow, trying to
Hmm.
talk to other cats. He's like, meow? I
uh
don't know.
talk about trust. I did not trust Goldilocks
Oh no.
one bit the entire time. I was like, something's up with her,
Hmm. Especially when
something's
she's
going on.
brave, especially when the other bears mentioned though, like, so what do you wish? I'm not telling you. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know what she's wishing for, but I'm like, she's wishing for these
Yeah,
bears to
if
fucking
I tell
die.
you it won't come true, will you just sat there and listen to us all tell what we want to wish for? Maybe you should have told us that a second ago if you believe that.
I did think it was cool that they eventually, well, cool and a little annoying, but I understood the message of it. But initially, I was like, why would y'all still fight for her after she just said she'd wish for y'all to not exist or whatever? They're like, well, even if you don't consider us family, if it makes you happy, we'll do it. I'm like, nah, bitch, you on your own now.
Nah, bitch.
You on your own now. Like, it's one of those things where certain levels of betrayal just are that kind of betrayal, you know? And so for me, it's like, oh, your one wish was that you never met me in your life and you was at home with your human parents, and I'm a bear in this instance. Yeah, fuck you. I raise you. We literally call you part of the family 90%, every chance we get. Yeah, you fight with the baby, but y'all fight like a brother and sister of stereotype would. I'm not even gonna say of stereotype. I fought with one of my sisters for a brief period. I had a phase. Not nearly as much as what I see other people talk about, like POV, you have a younger sibling and they're just total assholes to one another.
Right, right.
I'm like, yeah, I was never, or I'm not never. Like I said, it was a very brief phase when I was single digits old. But after that, it was fine. Meanwhile, I got a buddy that I used to work with, and he was like, oh, he's like, yeah, I got a scar right here from when my brother tried to stab me. We were bad. Anyway, it was a good time. I enjoyed a lot of stuff in the movie. I liked Death as a character throughout. His as the kids say, he's got aura, and he exercised it throughout. Every scene he was in, he's just like, "Oh, I'm here." I wasn't too big on the voice when I first heard it, but it got more creepy as the movie went on because of all the other or accentuations from the aura from aforementioned aura. Um, I know that they're not a couple in real life, nor am I trying to ship real people, but Antonio Banderas and Selma Hayek, if they never had dated each other, I wouldn't have been surprised if they had. Because seeing that other first movie and this one, just the way they talk, they have good on-screen chemistry. You know what I mean? They're very
Hmm.
believable, no matter what arguments or sentiments they're expressing, whether it be in real life with Desperado or mere voice in this movie. So that was kind of cool to see that as even after 25 years or so of not really working with one another that much, that chemistry's still there. But I guess they did technically work on the first Puss in Boots movie, so they had time to work on the chemistry and the characters. Whatever. You get my point, dang it. Uh that was cool. Like you said, Perrito was a cool dog. The I love the visual. I like this movie, I will say. I thought it was a good movie. The visual, though we talked about the animation style itself, a lot of the visuals I thought were well done. Very pretty
I'm
movie.
scrolling through the trivia. You nailed it. The film employs a stylized animation similar to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and The Bad Guys. The filmmakers decided to move away from the realistic animation style employed in Shrek and Puss in Boots in favor of a more creative, larger-than-life style to showcase Puss in Boots' action and adventure in this film.
Hmm. Yeah, and I'm thinking I saw a comment on like a short a while back where someone mentioned like Spider-Verse kind of opened the door for people to take chances with animation in movies again because like you said it is a bit jarring if you haven't really seen it, but it's not necessarily a bad kind of jarring, it's just different. And a lot of people, decided it was not only different, it was not only not a bad kind, it was good. It was great. And so people are like, okay, we don't have to be super, we don't have to try to work toward, photorealism or this. We can be more stylized with our stuff and actually get back to animating again.
Hmm.
So that was cool to see that kind of influence that that movie has had on the genre now.
A lot of interesting arc things in there for Goldilocks apparently. So at some point, her fairy tale is on screen, and the first letter of each line spells out the secret to her family, and it is "You already have it." Um, at the beginning of the movie, her dress is blue with a little bit of multicolors, and by the end of the movie, it is completely brown, symbolizing her bear transformation. And then not only that, her hairdo obviously is meant to resemble round bear ears. She has two different earrings, just like her mother. She has blue eyes, like her brother. And by the end of the film, she has two scars over her left eyebrow, symbolizing her father's missing left eye. Um, so yeah, just
That
a
is
lot
some
of
details I had not picked up on,
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of little hidden things. They threw a lot of things in there apparently. Like the animators were putting in a lot of work. When the wolf first appears to Puss when he's drinking in the bar, Puss is on his ninth cup of ale. A full cup in his hand, revealing eight empty cups sitting on the table behind him. So they're like animators
Hmm.
were like, we're gonna throw symbolism all over this shit. You guys are never gonna catch it. You're gonna have to go to IMDb
DB and look
and
for it.
read it. But this
It's
movie's gonna
there.
be filled with symbolism.
That's pretty cool. One thing that I had known about going through it was the panic attack scene because people, when it first came out, were praising the movie for how they depicted a panic attack
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
the soothing
That's
of a panic
interesting.
attack.
I didn't clock it, but when you say that, yeah, they do that really well, and Perito and Kitty as friends responding to that also do a very good job just as
Hmm.
something to emulate. And one last thing I read right before I closed out the trivia. Apparently, I didn't look close enough to notice, but apparently Jack Horner's carriage is being pulled by
By people.
horses.
Oh, horses.
Those are not horses. Those are unicorns with their horns
Horns
chopped
cut
off.
off,
And if you look closely,
which
you can
is
see the little stumps on all of them.
which is crazy because he starts shooting a crossbow of unicorn horns. By the way, shout out to Mr. Totally Not Jiminy Cricket. Uh, well, I don't think that's a good idea. You shouldn't do that. You should preserve all life. I'm starting to think you don't have any good to you at all. It's like, why are you here? Also, the fact that this dude hates Pinocchio so much, Jack Horner, that is, the fact that he hates Pinocchio so much for ruining his life and didn't recognize Jiminy Cricket the first time he saw him, and Jiminy Cricket being pretty much associated with the magic that made Pinocchio Pinocchio, you know, that's crazy. I'm like, why are you letting Jiminy Cricket talk to you? That's your op supporter. Like that's the guy that your op answers to. He was his conscience. But I wonder if in the actual story of Pinocchio, Jiminy Cricket's a thing, or if Jiminy Cricket is specifically Disney, which is why they don't say his name. And he's just
Oh yeah,
what are
yeah.
you? What are you? Some kind of grasshopper? No, actually. I'm anyway. I'm your conscience. Like, oh, okay. I just thought about that now. I'm like, maybe Jiminy Cricket is a specifically Disney character, while Pinocchio is a classic tale. But don't worry, in a couple years, it's gonna be public domain, and people are gonna be making horror movies about it. Because that's what they do with every Disney product when it becomes public domain. Horror movies.
The name Jiminy Cricket is a Disney creation.
Gotcha.
However, the story of Pinocchio has always had that talking cricket narrator. He's just always been unnamed.
Gotcha. So they left him unnamed in this,
Mm.
especially because calling him Jiminy would get the lawsuits.
Although we're probably getting a little close to
Yeah, we are.
domain releases for
Yeah.
for for that guy.
When we start seeing Snow White horror movies, you'll know we're getting close to all the Disney classics. We already, I think there's been a few Mickey horror movies. I know Winnie the Pooh has had horror
For
movies.
sure, yeah.
Blood and Honey, I think Blood and Honey's a series. Uh, why is it always horror first? That's the funny thing to me. Oh man, this Disney product's out here. Let's make them kill people.
Okay, so coming to a horror theater near you next year, Betty Boop.
Boop, boop. You gotta be boop, boop, and dead. Or some stupid shit like
Um,
that. Boop, boop, be doop, die. Boop, boop, be die. Betty Boot.
Also, Georgia on My Mind,
What, the song?
the song.
I didn't even think about that. Song public domains.
2027, Dracula and Frankenstein are back on the open market apparently.
Oh, it's an
2020.
open market type
Well,
thing. It's
no,
not
on
just a.
on on
Oh,
on
okay.
public domain, or,
Gotcha.
get into public domain based on the works from 1931. In 2028, the big name Conan the Barbarian,
Ooh.
public domain. He was created in 1932, apparently. 1933, the big guy King Kong is going to go into the public domain in 2029. Interesting.
You know what I noticed? People that have like completely off topic, I'm sorry. People that have those lines perpetually on their face, as they get older, they must have spent a lot of their life like scrunching it. But I had to like make those lines on my face, and I can't even do it on purpose right now. But you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I got the lines around it. They haven't been that happy.
Oh, we also have the first appearance of Pluto is going to
Ah,
be
what, the planet?
no, the dog in
Oh,
Disney. Um, the planet Pluto is moving into the public domain.
look, well, you said the first appearance of Pluto. So I'm thinking like, oh, damn, we discovered and disqualified it as a planet in the same century. I feel bad for Pluto. Pluto's still a planet to me, dang it. And the
The
Triceratops is still a dinosaur.
the first film that will would become the Three Stooges is going on the public domain, which means that the actual proper Three Stooges are probably not far behind.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
that's
interesting. Public
that's
domain.
crazy.
The song by Louis Armstrong, "St. Louis Blues," going on to the public domain this year.
Awesome. Uh, so
Well, this took a turn.
yeah, we started
Puss
talking
in
about public
Boots.
domain. I damn near forgot we were recording
I don't know
ourselves.
what we're watching next week. I'm gonna have to ask you some questions and think about it.
Cool.
I haven't thought about it.
Cool. Yeah.
Have you
You
seen Mouse
better.
Hunt?
Yes. With Nathan Lane and the other guy who
And the other
I
guy.
forget his name. I'm
Poor other
sorry.
guy. No, he's the other guy. Don't even learn his name. He is the other guy.
So rude for me to say the other guy, but I don't remember his name.
That's his lot in life.
When I was a kid, he
He's the other
was
guy.
well just for that one
And
movie.
how shitty is it that you're the other guy when the other guy is Nathan Lane?
But when
Like
I
it's
was a
like Nathan
kid,
Lane's awesome, but it's not like you're like the other guy to Tom Cruise, Roman Reigns. It's Nathan Lane and the other guy. Like, oh man, I couldn't even get a name status when I'm a two-hander with Nathan Lane. Like, no, bro. Nobody's
yeah.
gonna remember Lee.
What you know what's funny? If you just said his name right now, Zoom edited it out. I couldn't tell. There was like an internet hiccup.
Yeah, I
So
said Lee Evans.
okay, Lee Evans. Okay. You're like, no one's gonna remember. I'm like, oh God. Yeah, Lee Evans. Anyway, see you next week. Check out our other content. I got a Twitter and Twitch, Geotopi, etc. Bill, you got anything else you want to say to the folks?
Etc.
Adiosness.